I recently started working full-time at the National Institutes of Health as a post-baccalaureate research fellow, and I'm so glad to be here. I've honestly loved my experience here so far. We really have world-class facilities here that allow us to do really cutting-edge biomedical research. And I wanted to share some broad strokes about my experience. I can't get into specifics about my project or anything, but I want to be able to share a little bit for anyone who's interested in the post-bac position, anyone who's interested in graduate school for PhD or MD or MD-PhD, and curious if this will be a good preparation for that. For context, I have joined the NIH as a post-bac fellow, so that position is a full-time research position that can be either 1 year or 2 years depending on the applicant's preference and depending on the availability for funding in a lab. And these positions are only available to people who have graduated with a bachelor's in the last 3 years or a master's within the last 6 months. So it really is intended for recent graduates of a degree program like that. And I'm actually really grateful that my recent WGU Bachelor's in Computer Science enables me to do the post-bac program at NIH, because I graduated with my bachelor's in biology years ago. And so I would be eligible based on that bachelor's to do the post-bac, but my computer science bachelor's reinstated my eligibility, which is really awesome. And it's particularly awesome because the post-bac position and working at the NIH in general is really good preparation for the next step for an aspiring biomedical researcher or clinician. For me, I am aiming for an MD-PhD to become a physician scientist, and this is really invaluable preparation for that. I can talk broad strokes about what I'm doing here at NIH. So I am a full-time researcher, so this is a full-time job. I'm not taking any courses or anything, unlike other post-bac programs where you pay to take courses. This program is something where you get paid and you get health insurance to do a full-time research job. And my research broadly consists in two main components. One is all about molecular biology, molecular genetics, and then the second part is all about computational work. I really get to do developmental molecular biology in the lab, working with solutions, and then also computational stuff, doing bioinformatics, working with really powerful computational infrastructure to be able to analyze biological data. So it's really fun getting to use both my computational skills that I've developed in the last few years and then my biological skills, which I developed years ago and then have continued to be involved with. So it's a nice mix of both components. And in terms of preparation for PhD or MD or MD-PhD, not only is the research post-bac position really fantastic preparation inherently for being more engaged in biomedicine, there are also so many affiliate, or not, I don't think affiliate is the best word actually. There are so many, I think the best word I can think of is bonus, for lack of a better word. So many bonus things that enable post-bac fellows and then NIH people in general who are aiming for those programs to get prepared. So there is a Office of Intramural Training and Education, so that's OITE, and that office provides tons of materials to current fellows who are aiming for those kinds of programs. And actually a lot of those materials, not all of them, but a decent chunk of those materials are publicly available on the NIH OITE YouTube channel. So if you're curious how to, for example, construct a really good CV or curriculum vitae, then you can watch the NIH OITE publicly available YouTube video about that right now on this website, which is so nice. In addition to those publicly available materials though, there are a ton, literally a ton of resources that office and other similar offices provide at NIH for post-bac fellows, for people who are preparing for those things. So there literally are a ton that aren't publicly available. They're not recorded. They're specifically for intramural, meaning within the NIH people. And I've attended several and they have been super helpful. So really what I can say without divulging too much information or going too specifically is just broadly, this kind of program is really, really good for someone who wants to use their biological skills and then even their computational skills and do some really cool research and have invaluable preparation for med school applications or PhD applications or MD-PhD applications. And I will say the applications to get into the NIH PostBac program specifically, because that's the area I can speak to most competently, that application process is tough. It's a competitive thing. Not everyone who applies gets a position, especially with certain funding restrictions, not just recently, but just in general. It's not like there's infinite funding for everyone who wants to do a position like this, but if you are able to secure a position like this, it's really, really good. If there's enough interest, I'd be happy to make a follow-up video about advice for applying. But I just wanted to make a quick video about that and just share, yeah, it really is good. It is, I keep saying invaluable, but that is a good word for it, invaluable preparation for next steps and inherently really interesting. I really love the work I'm doing right now. I work really hard, but I enjoy it. Hope that's helpful to someone. Thanks for watching.